Welcome to this, the first video out of two in a special edition of Let's Talk Corinth, where we're diving deep into this year's city budget. It's a crucial roadmap for enhancing the quality of life for everyone in our community. The City Council has been hard at work focusing on initiatives that will make Corinth stronger and more vibrant than ever before. In this episode, we'll guide you through the key areas where our tax dollars are being invested, from public safety and infrastructure to streets, parks, and water services. We will explore how these budget decisions will shape the future of our city. First, let's look closer at where the city's money comes from. The city's revenue is generated from a variety of sources that fund our essential services. While there are several ways the city brings in revenue, we'll focus on the major ones. Property taxes, also known as ad valorem taxes, are the primary source of revenue for Corinth. Because of this, they play a crucial role in funding city operations. These taxes are collected on real estate and also commercial personal property owned within the city limits. Sales taxes are another key source of revenue. These are collected on the sale of goods and services within Corinth and include online shopping from retailers like Amazon. Fees and permits are charged to cover cost of specific services like building permits and road impact and stormwater utility fees, ensuring those who benefit from these services contribute to their upkeep. Fire service fees include charges for fire inspections, permits for controlled burns, and emergency medical services provided by our firefighter paramedics. Additionally, the city generates revenue through contractual agreements with the Lake Cities for fire protection services. Lastly, water and wastewater fees are collected from residents and businesses to cover the cost of delivering these vital services to our community. These revenue streams work together to enable our local government to provide public services, maintain infrastructure, and support community development initiatives. In Texas, property taxes are collected by local taxing units, like counties, cities, and school districts. Each year, these entities assess what is needed and then set a tax rate to generate that amount of revenue through property taxes. For example, a resident with an average home value of $425,000 and residing in the Lake Dallas Independent School District can expect to pay around $8,300 in property taxes this year. However, only about 26% of that, or approximately $2,200, comes to the city of Corinth. Understanding where our property taxes go is key to appreciating the value that they bring to our community. To fund the maintenance and development of essential services like public safety, street maintenance, parks, and community events, the average resident pays about $6 a day in the new budget. By knowing how our property taxes are collected, we gain a clearer picture on how they contribute to the well-being and growth of our community. These funds help ensure the vital services and infrastructure are maintained and continuously improved for the benefit of all residents. Now, let's dive into how our tax rates are set. The whole process, often called truth in taxation, is designed to make things clear and transparent. Basically, it's about keeping us, the taxpayers, up to speed on how much tax revenue the local government plans to collect, and giving us a chance to weigh in, especially if there's a proposed increase. Understanding truth in taxation helps us stay informed about how our property taxes are determined. It also lets us get involved in decisions that affect both our wallets and our community. By showing up at public hearings, checking out proposed tax rates, and voting when needed, we have a say in how our community services are shaped. Local governments have to post proposed tax rates, budgets, and hearing dates on their websites. For the City of Corinth, you can find all of this information at cityofcorinth.com/budget notice. The truth in taxation process is all about being transparent and letting us participate. By staying engaged, we help make sure our property taxes are fair and that our local government is held accountable. So take a moment to learn about the process. Our voices really do make a difference. Now, we have some important updates for our residents, especially those of you that are over the age of 65, or if you know someone who is. We're diving into a topic that's going to have a pretty big impact on property taxes here in Corinth. So let's break it down. Back in December of 2023, the city received a petition that stirred up quite a bit of conversation. The petition was about whether or not to limit or provide a ceiling on the ad valorem tax levied for residents who are 65 or older, also known as the senior tax freeze. Fast forward to the May 2024 election, and the significant majority of the 1,000 Corinth residents that voted said yes to the idea, and the proposition passed. So what does this mean? Well, if you're 65 or older, or you're a surviving spouse of someone who is eligible, your property taxes are now capped. That means the amount you pay each year to the city of Corinth can't go above a certain level, even if the property values go up. Right now, we've got about 1,700 property owners over the age of 65 and about 87 surviving spouses who qualify for this tax freeze. The baseline for this tax ceiling is set based on your property's value in either 2024 or 2025, whichever year gives you the lower value. And moving forward, when you hit 65, that'll be the year your tax ceiling is set. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great for our seniors, and it is, some of which are in a desperate situation. But there's another side of the coin that we need to talk about. While this freeze won't impact our current budget, it's projected to have some pretty significant effects starting in the 2025-2026 fiscal year. We're looking at about $61 million taken off the tax rolls during that time, which translates to around $275,000 less in annual tax revenue for the city in the first year. That might not sound like much, but it's equivalent to 0.75 cents increase on the tax rate for everyone under 65. Over the next 5 years, the annual impact will grow each year and is estimated to remove roughly $5 million from our general fund. And over the next decade, that number could climb to more than $22 million. So it's safe to say that while we're giving our seniors some relief, the city's budget is going to feel it. But here's the thing, Corinth has been planning for this. It just came a few years earlier than we expected. The development work that's been going on over the past 5 years will help to offset some of this shortfall. By bringing in new businesses and encouraging development, our tax base will broaden, which will bring in more revenue. This will be key to funding essential services and keeping our infrastructure in good shape, all while maintaining financial stability. However, we're going to have to be smart and strategic about it. The next 5 years are going to be crucial as we figure out how to balance our budget with this new reality. Some programs we've enjoyed might need to be scaled back a bit in the short to midterm as we shift to relying more on non-residential revenue sources. You can rest assured that we will be keeping everyone up to date when we will be having these discussions. I would expect this will be the last time we discuss the freeze, as I believe it's good practice to focus on the future and not the past. Thank you for making it to this part in our first video of this special edition of Let's Talk Corinth. We spent a fair amount of time today discussing where our money comes from. The very next video coming out immediately after this, we're going to take a deep dive into where our money goes, so stay tuned.